When Samuel turned 60, he believed life had already passed him by. For more than 30 years, he worked as a small shop owner in a quiet town. Every morning he opened his wooden door before sunrise, hoping that someday his little shop would grow into something bigger. But the dream never came true. Instead, debts grew. One year, a powerful storm destroyed part of his shop. Soon after, the economy became worse, and customers stopped coming. Within months, everything he had built for decades collapsed. At 60 years old, Samuel closed the shop for the last time. He sat alone on a wooden bench outside the empty building, staring at the faded sign with his name on it. His hands trembled as he removed it. For the first time in his life, he felt like a complete failure. People in the neighborhood whispered, 60 years old and still nothing to show for it. His life is finished. Even some relatives quietly avoided him. Samuel went home that night and stared at the ceiling for hours. Retirement should have been a time of peace, but instead it felt like the end of his story. But something unexpected happened the next morning. Samuel woke up before sunrise, as he always did. Habit had trained his body to rise early, even though he had nowhere to go. He sat outside his house watching the streets slowly come alive. Children walked to school. Workers rushed to their jobs. And in that quiet moment, Samuel realized something strange. He was still alive. If life had truly wanted him to stop, it would have stopped his breath. But it hadn't. That day, he made a simple decision. If I still have breath, I still have purpose. Samuel remembered a skill he had learned from his father when he was young, repairing old furniture. He started small, using old tools in a tiny corner of his house. He began fixing broken chairs and tables for neighbors. At first, people came only because they felt sorry for him. But something surprising happened. Samuel was incredibly good. Word spread slowly through the town. The old man can fix anything. Soon people brought damaged cupboards, broken doors, and old cabinets others had given up on. Samuel worked quietly, patiently, carefully, year after year. At 65, he was no longer struggling. At 68, he trained to young boys who had no jobs. At 70, his small repair corner had turned into a real workshop. By 72, his furniture restorations became famous in nearby towns. And then at 75, something happened that Samuel never imagined. A wealthy hotel owner saw one of his restored antique tables and was amazed. The man ordered dozens of custom pieces for his new luxury hotel. That single order changed Samuel's life forever. Within a year, Samuel's workshop had grown into a respected furniture company. The two boys he trained became partners, and more young workers joined them. One evening, a journalist visited him and asked the question everyone wondered: how does it feel to finally succeed at 75? Samuel smiled gently. His hands were older now, his hair completely white, but his eyes were peaceful. He said something the journalist would never forget. I didn't succeed at 75. I succeeded the moment I refused to quit at 60. Years later, people in the town would tell Samuel's story to their children. Not because he became wealthy, but because he proved something powerful. Failure does not mean the end of your story. Sometimes, it is just the chapter before your greatest victory.
Interesting. Like, comment, and share. Follow for more updates.